Good evening, everyone. I'm Jerry Ricciuti from WKBN, WYTV, and for the last, I think it's 8 years now, I've had the pleasure, and it is a pleasure, to serve as the voice of the Canfield Band program. Tonight, on behalf of Mr. Kelly and Mr. Volnick and the bands, I'd like to welcome you to our annual holiday concert. As the audience members this evening, you play a very crucial part in all of this, and to that end, we respectfully ask that you demonstrate proper etiquette this evening by kindly following a few very simple rules. The first and foremost, perhaps, turn off anything that you might have in your hands that will ring, buzz, beep, or otherwise disturb your neighbors or any of these young men and women up here on the stage. Also, please enter and exit through those back doors only when the bands are changing, if you can, at the end of each one, and do so quietly if you do have to leave. Finally, please refrain from talking. That's a simple one. Just don't talk to each other or amongst yourselves and distract the kids up here. Again, we are, though, very glad that you've joined us this evening and to share this evening of wonderful music. On behalf of the bands, I want to thank you in advance for demonstrating those kind audience reminders. And now for our concert tonight. Well, this marks the first performance of the Symphonic Band, who you will see shortly, as well as the 8th grade, since our marching band season ended about a month ago. We begin tonight with members of next year's Canfield High School freshman class, the 8th grade band from Canfield Village Middle School. And we're starting with a trip to the Symphony. The first selection tonight includes portions of Mozart's Sleigh Ride, also known as German Dance No. 3 from Music Files, Tchaikovsky's Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy from the Nutcracker, of course, and Bizet's March of the Kings. Please welcome now to the stage our middle school band director, Mr. James Volnick, and the 8th grade band performing Christmas at the Symphony. Next, a piece from the soundtrack of what's become a Christmas-time favorite, The Polar Express. Composed by Alan Silvestri and Glenn Ballard, this arrangement by Michael Story combines When Christmas Comes to Town, Believe, and Spirit of the Season. It's entitled Selections from the Polar Express.
Well, you coming?
Where?
Why, to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express.
Tickets, please.
We continue tonight's concert with the Canfield High School Symphonic Band. This first piece this evening, based on the carols Angels We Have Heard on High, composed by Robert Longfield. Please welcome Mr. Michael Kelly and the High School Symphonic Band to perform And the Mountains Echoed Gloria. The great Johnny Mercer composed our next selection back in the mid-1940s, considered a jazz standard since it's been performed by the likes of Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, Sarah Vaughan, and Barbara Streisand. Our arrangement this evening by the band by Alfred Reed showcases Swetha Nalapanini performing a dance solo to Autumn Leaves.
Good evening. Again, I'd like to echo Mr. Ricciuti's sentiments and welcome you this evening to our third and final concert, holiday concert of the Canfield Bands. We're so glad you're here. We know this is an extremely busy time for everyone, and we're glad you're here. We're also glad that you allowed us to mix it up a little bit, and you were so gracious and kind. I want to personally thank the students, especially the seniors, the Symphonic Band and Concert Band, because when we made this change, and then especially the seniors, they usually play Sleigh Ride by themselves at the end of the concert. It's been kind of a tradition. I didn't hear one complaint. Now, I'm not saying they didn't complain, but they didn't ever vocalize that to me, so I'm very thankful for you for that. We've had 2 great nights of music. It kicked off Tuesday night down at the middle school with the 5th grade and half of the marching band and the full drum line. Then last night we had an awesome concert here with our concert band and our 6th and 7th grade. And then, of course, that performance by our future freshmen here at Canfield High School. How about another round of applause for that? Awesome job. But you don't need to have a music degree to know that that was a pretty difficult 2 pieces of music with all the transitions and all the techniques. So very, very impressed, boys and girls. Congratulations on a job well done. We have... We're just really so blessed here with so much amazing talent, and it's like, who do you feature, who do you don't feature, who's going to play a solo, how do you're faced with all these tremendous decisions. And I thought, you know what, let's do something a little different. Swathe has been studying dance for a long time, and I love that arrangement of Autumn Leaves. The kids are like, nobody knows that song. I said, there's going to be people in the audience that know that song, right? Grandparents? Yes. Johnny Mercer, right? Beautiful. And so we were just glad to be able to share that with you this evening. We also have a lot of kids that have participated in honors groups. Almost all of them have already taken place, and we have a couple after the first of the year. So if you would indulge me a little bit, I'd like to recognize those students. And if we wait to the end to recognize them all, this will go a lot quicker. So if I call your name out, would you please stand and remain standing, please? So our first group was in November. It was Saturday, November 10th at Stambaugh Auditorium. This is our OMEA Education Association, Ohio Music Education Association District 5. And Jeff, if you would, could you turn the house lights on? Because we have 8th graders that have done this. Thank you. So again, let's wait till the end and we'll recognize them. So in 8th grade, Irene Dong played oboe. Sophomore oboe, Samantha Hudock. Juliet, stay standing, Irene. Julia Stratton, 8th grade bassoon. Alyssa Tyrak, she's a 7th grader. We recognized her last night. John Hano, freshman trumpet. Jackson Linko, 8th grade horn. Hayden Nottingham, sophomore trombone. And also last night, we recognized Evan Tura, 7th grade baritone. How about a round of applause for our OMEA? Okay, and then on Sunday, the very next Sunday, we had 2 students participate in the Northeast Ohio Regional Orchestra, and they were senior clarinet Rachel Beal and junior tuba Jacob Fay. Then on December 1st at the University of Akron, by the way, the Northeast Regional Orchestra took place on Baldwin Wallace College. And then at the University of Akron on December 1st, we had Samantha Hudock, sophomore oboe. And then a 2-time member of the Macy's Great American Marching Band that marches during the Thanksgiving Day Parade. He was there for a week before. And as you know, it was, 20 degrees the day of the parade. He had to be there at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yep, and he was on TV this year, like this fast. That's how fast it went. But he was there. So Josh Thompson. I went to school with Josh Thompson. Josh Comport, junior trumpet. And then, try to remember my dates here. January 8th and 9th at Kent State University. That's coming up. We have Kent State University All-Star Band. We had 2 students, Samantha Hudock, sophomore oboe, and Joshua Comport, junior trumpet. And then we have our professional conference that we go to every year. It's the OMEA I keep saying that. Ohio Music Education Association All-State Orchestra. He's a 2-time member, and that is Jacob Fay, Jr., tuba. So those are kind of one and done. They go for a weekend, in case of Josh, the whole week, and they perform after that. The next group of students perform all year with these groups. They're audition-based. They go around and audition, and they put on several concerts a year. So the first one is the Akron Symphony Youth Orchestra, and that's Samantha Hudock, sophomore oboe. And then we are so incredibly blessed and fortunate to have this young lady in our program, and she is one of the principal clarinet players for one of the finest youth orchestras, not just in the country, but the world. And with the Cleveland Orchestra Youth Orchestra, she's going to tour Europe in June. So it's going to be very exciting for us to have her as an alum in that orchestra. Would you please congratulate with me Rachel Beal, senior clarinet. Then we have the Henry Standby Youth Concert Band. They rehearse every Tuesday. They give 2 concerts a year. Samantha Hudock, sophomore oboe. Hayden Nottingham, sophomore trombone. And Christian Pruitt, senior trombone. And then finally, our very own Youngstown Symphony Youth Orchestra. They rehearse on Monday evenings. They give 2 concerts a year. Last night, Julia Sansatera, freshman oboe, played with the concert band. We have Justin Spatter, senior bassoon. Joshua Comport, junior trumpet. Quentin Miller. Quentin has been with this group since 7th grade. So we're very proud of Quentin. 8th grade French horn. Christian Pruitt, I believe, has been with this group since his freshman year. Senior trombone player. And then Nicholas Sansatera back in the back there. Sophomore, wave, Nick. Sophomore percussion. How about a round of applause? So we are very, very blessed, like I said, to have such tremendous talent. So, all right, Mr. Ricciuti, on with the show.
Thank you, Mr. Kelly. The Symphonic Band will conclude this portion of tonight's program with a medley of some of our most beloved Christmas time favorites, including Winter Wonderland, I'll Be Home for Christmas, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Please enjoy now Robert Sheldon's arrangement of A Most Wonderful Christmas.
Okay, just a couple things. I'd like to, you'll notice we brought some instruments up front here. And one of the things we also want to stress about tonight, not only just letting our kids seeing the different groups that play, the middle school see the high school, and really it's important for the high school to remember the middle school, because they would not be where they're at unless we had a great middle school program. So it's really a symbiotic relationship that really needs to keep going at a very high level for you to be able, for us to be able to do the things like you just heard. Wasn't that symphonic band fantastic? And I think like 4 short weeks ago, including Thanksgiving, we were still on Friday nights in the rain and the snow cheering on our fighting Cardinals in the OHSAA playoffs. So to put that kind of program together in such a short time is really a daunting task. So one of the things that Mr. Volnick and I wanted to stress with you tonight is not only are we a 5 through 12 instrumental music department, we're also a 5 through 12 band booster organization. And if you have a child on stage or in the audience right now, or maybe last night or Tuesday night, you are technically a band booster. Just because you don't serve in an office or you don't serve, maybe can't do the fundraisers, by default, your child participating, you're a band booster, and that includes grandparents, aunts, uncles, we'll take everyone, okay? We don't discriminate, we'll take you all. And having such a great band booster group, especially our officers, we're able to do great things like purchase these 3 instruments you see before you. So this instrument right here is called a marimba. Our marimba that we had here up until about a month ago was almost 50 years old. It was in good shape, but it was 50 years old. Now I say that with a little bit of hesitation because I'm approaching 50 years old. And I see my wife and I hope she doesn't trade me in for a new bet. No, I'm just kidding. But you know, we had some equity in it, and we partnered with Stambo Auditorium, who needed a marimba, and they really can't afford to purchase these instruments. So they gave us some money, and then the boosters stepped up. Now this is a synthetic instrument. These are both synthetic. So professional level instruments are made of what we call rosewood. We would never buy, even if we could afford them, we would never buy them for the high school. But a rosewood marimba is anywhere from, you know, conservatively $12,000 to almost $20,000. So that's why you only buy them once every 50 years. This instrument right here ran about $8,500, and we paid a little bit less than half for that. And then this is a xylophone, a little bit smaller. It's made of the same material from the same company, and again, the xylophone we had was nearly 50 years old as well. We also were able to purchase a gong, which has really transformed its identity in its lifetime. We used to use this to signal war. In places like China, you would hit it and it would carry over the countryside, and that would signal for the army to advance. Now we use it in musical applications. So by purchasing this, the boosters, we were able to send our gong down to the middle school so that they had a really gong to play on. So the moral of the story is everything that you donate, these are just 3 examples of the things that we're able to purchase. It would take forever for me to get them all up here, and it might not have enough room. Just this year, what they were able to purchase through the pasta dinner, through the Save Around books, through your donations, through the sheet music, through Friends of the Band, all of that, we're able to do these great things. So on behalf of the kids and I and Mr. Volnick, we want to thank you if you participated. If you haven't in the past, maybe now you can see how your money is applied, and maybe now you feel like you would like to contribute, volunteer, whatever it may be in the future. So I'm going to invite real quick Mr. Harlan, Mike Harlan. He's our Canfield Band Booster president, and he's just going to say a few short words about the band boosters. And he's going to be mad because I wasn't supposed to talk that long.
Thanks, Mr. Kelly. No, you can talk as long as you like. As you see, the Canfield Band Boosters, the Canfield Band parents are the fundraising arm of the group. And without all of your help and the help of the band boosters, most of what you see up here would not be able to exist. As you heard Mr. Kelly say, the cost of these instruments, the cost of the marimba alone is twice what we get from the school district to keep this band running each year. So you don't get these kind of instruments without the fundraising that we do and the help from the parents and the help from the students in the fundraising. Anyone who would like to get involved, cbp.com is our website, and you can go to the website, you can volunteer, you can contact any of the officers at any time through email or otherwise. As you can see tonight, you guys brought the cookies, the band moms put them out, the band dads made hot chocolate. I came dressed for hot chocolate and floral delivery. And we appreciate everything that you do, but the band can't exist the way that it does, even through the efforts of Mr. Kelly and Mr. Volnick, without the help of the band parents and all the fundraising and the support that we give. So that being said, enjoy the 8th grade band playing with the seniors. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for donating cookies, and we'll see you outside. Thanks.
For our last 2 selections tonight, we are bringing together the members of the 8th grade band on stage with our Symphonic Band senior class to perform what many have dubbed to be the most performed holiday song ever. Written, of course, by Mel Torme and Bob Wells and arranged for this purpose by John Higgins. Please welcome Mr. Volnick on alto saxophone playing for us as the band plays the Christmas song.
Did that in about 20 minutes before you walked in. And I'll tell you, that was impressive. That is a high school level chart, and those 8th graders played right alongside their seniors and did a great job. How about a round of applause for our 8th graders? I'm going to invite up our high school band council president, Senior Jonas Epp, for a presentation he'd like to make.
All right. I just want to make a quick presentation to Mr. O'Donnell, who has been our student teacher for this semester, and he's been with us through marching band and since July 4th, right? Were you here? Yeah. And he's going to present sleigh ride. He's going to conduct for us, and just like to show our appreciation with the card. Has, I think, all the high schools' names on it.
Again, on behalf of Mr. Kelly, Mr. Volnick, and the Canfield Band Program, I'd like to thank you once again for spending at least part of your holiday season with us this evening. Also, on your way out to the cafeteria, please consider making a donation on your way out for the band's sheet music fund, as Mr. Kelly had mentioned before. And our festivities will continue out in the cafeteria with, after this last selection, the high school saxophone quartet will perform, and we'll have cookies and cocoa, so please stick around and mingle and listen to some more music for us. Finally, tonight, no concert would ever be complete without this classic by Leroy Anderson. The seniors have played this every year, and if you have kids going off into college, you'll probably hear this for the next 4 years at Christmas concerts. Leroy Anderson originally composed this for the Boston Pops Orchestra, and for this last selection, we bring back student teacher Kyle O'Donnell to conduct the incomparable Sleigh Ride.